Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the Age of Sail Tournament. I am your host, Chromoid, and today we're going to be watching Episode 4, featuring the Queen Anne's Booty going up against the Chunky Bros by Poldarn. These are both dual ship entries. I probably should mention this is made, Queen Anne's Booty is made by Carmenera, who also provided us with the mod we're using for this tournament. So thanks again, Carmenera, and welcome to the show. And Chunky Bros is made by Poldarn. And since nobody has given me information on how these two are supposed to spawn, I'm just going to spawn them head on, assuming that's what they're supposed to do. They're both very cool looking ships. I'll go down here and look at these first real quick. Try not to give everyone seasickness by dashing around. So this is a very, very traditional galleon type ship. A lot of detail, as you can see. I love the paddles there. Yeah, I know those are not allowed, but they're decorations, so I'll let it slide this time. I wasn't very ironclad on that, but yeah, no harm done, in my opinion. Got a lot of cannons on the side. These look like the large explosive cannons, not the mortars, but they're still explosive. And of course, you've got a couple of sails here, some nice hatches to go down into. I assume these are for ammo. Well, just went through it. Some stairs. This is a really cool interior. I wish I could go slower. I need to slow down my travel on this keyboard. You can go in the back here and look around. It's mostly empty. I'm sure there's a ammunition storage somewhere in here, though. Probably down here. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I walked right through it. Alright, that's enough of that. They're both identical. There's enough there for two of them. And over here we have the Chunky Bros by Poldarn. This is another kind of standard galleon type ship, although it's a little more. It's got a different look from the Queen Anne's Booty, to be sure, and it has a lot of cannons on the back as well, which the Queen Anne certainly does not, at least as far as I know. Poldarn did put a lot of detection equipment on this. I think this may be a conversion ship from something else because there's no detection needed in this tournament. It's automatic detection. But look at the look, it looks like a freighter or like a cargo ship or something. There's, the little steampunk type wheels and stuff, and there's some boxes laying around, just, steps going up the sides so you can look out over the edge. Aside from the very modern looking detection system, it looks like a very authentic old time ship. And of course the fire control computer located right there. A lot of armor on these masts, which seems to be a good idea in these tournaments. The explosive and kinetic ordnance seems to strip masts off very quickly if you don't defend them well. But we'll see. We'll see who has the upper hand in this match. We'll start it right now, as soon as I get my clock set up. Excuse me, got something in my throat. Alright. Sailors ready. And go. There go the sails. There go the frame rates. And there go the cannons. Now both of these ships seem to have... Oh, very clever. The Chunky Bros spawned at an angle. And because of that, they get to fire immediately on both the Queen Anne's booties on either side. I don't know if that was intentional or... It looks intentional, but I don't know how he could have known he was going to have a shot like this, because he can hit both of them at once. And already one has lost a significant portion of its mast, or of its lower sail on that front mast, as is this one. Otherwise, it seems relatively unharmed. Good turn. I forgot to turn this off. My apologies. There we go. Just make this a little easier to watch. Chunky Bros lowering their sails. Maybe they're going to surrender. I don't know. They had a good first volley. I don't know why you'd surrender now. I have spawned these in a crosswind, just so everyone knows. I know there's been some questions about how I spawn them in. I've spawned one on the east and one on the west, so there's no advantage on either side as far as I'm aware. I know the wind blows south on this map. There goes the Queen Anne's Booty, finally getting off a good broadside on the Chunky Bros. Let's see what happens here. Will they connect? Yeah, it looks like they will. I love the plumes of splashes as the cannonballs miss and hit the water. Ooh, that's a lot of ordnance hitting the Chunky Bro. And there that goes. Those two cannons on the front are mounted on spin blocks. They only rotate at the beginning of the match as per the rules. So they don't actually turn during the match, which is fine. He just wants them at an angle, but he's lost that one because it's on a subconstruct and the anchor block got taken out. Queen Anne's booties are doing fine. It's so awkward calling them the booties. It's just, oh, I said fine, and then a mask gets taken out. That's going to be a significant blow to this one. Losing your mask means losing speed, which is really precious in this tournament. And there goes the other one. Snapped right off at the base. Those masks were indeed not very sturdy. Just take a minute for that to despawn. There it goes. And now we might have a collision because this one has just run out of thrust and this one cannot turn in time, and my computer's going to have a fit in just a second here. That one with the sail still on it won't be able to turn in time, I don't think. It's going to sail right into its sister ship. It's got a good broadside on both of these Chunky Bros, but it's going to make that collision. It's going to make things so much harder for the two queens. I'm going to call them the queens. I don't like calling them the booties. That's awkward. Looks like the Chunky Bros' heavily armored sails have paid off. Oh, and I see there's some ammo up here. So maybe an aim point selection card as a lap was used. It would distract them. I don't think anyone's actually used aim point selection in this, although it is legal. Not really much of a point when there's no way to really build a penetrating weapon on this aside from rams. So knowing where your opponent's ammo storage isn't really going to help you when all your shells just kind of splash across the outside of the ship every time. I mean, I guess over time your volleys could whittle down the area where the ammo is, but these ships are so huge and the ammo is stored in so many different places that you're not going to do much damage in the long run. You're better just to kind of let fly as you can, and the cannons are hard to aim anyway. This collision over here is really putting these two at a disadvantage. Looks like this Chunky Bro is again lowered its sail. I think the AI may be messing up here a little bit. Miraculously, this one still has all of its sails left. Mostly because these two can't seem to get themselves in position to fire. From the Depths AI is really an amazing thing to behold. It truly is. It can make or break these tournaments. Chunky Bros have a good chance here if they can just turn themselves to take advantage of the confusion of the queens. I just called them booties again. The queens are actually in a really good position to fire on the Chunky Bros right now, whereas the Chunky Bros are stuck trying to swing themselves around. This one's trying to. He's trying to turn himself, but it's slow. Very slow. It's a lot of ship underwater. A lot of angular... a whole lot of angular resistance. Resistance, drag, angular drag, that's what I'm looking for. This one's completely lowered its sails. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Like, the sails are still kind of there, I guess. I guess there's some down in here, isn't there? Maybe not. Maybe it's lost all of its corner pieces, and that's why it's... No, it's got some right there. I don't know why it's not... Oh, they've been severed here, so it has no more sails. Okay, so in spite of all the armor, the sail blocks that are actually on top of the armor have been destroyed to a point where the sails no longer work. That's really unfortunate. And these two, you see how they're kind of at a T with each other? This one can fire on this Chunky Bro, which of course cannot respond at all because it can't turn. And that one can use its broadside to hit this Chunky Bro, which still has some sails, but unfortunately also seems unable to turn. And while I do have forward-facing guns, they're getting quickly whittled down by the Queen's barrage. see building a ship that's totally based on forward-facing guns, broadsides are always going to win in this fight. If you're just going for gun-to-gun combat, you just can't fit much on the bows of these things, not as much as you can on the sides. This one's finally getting itself turned around. Rudders still work, even if you have no propulsion. They can still basically push you around. It's very slow, but it can work. If this one will keep trying to turn, it may actually get his guns to bear on the two stuck sisters over there. Same with that one there. I mean, the game is not over yet. These Chunky Bros have a lot of armor, a lot of health. They're 87, 91. It's not the best, not compared to the two queens, but still, it's not bad. And there we go. It's finally got itself in a broadside position. Now we'll see some, hopefully see some retaliation for all the damage it's taken. A cloud of shots going out and coming in. Gonna hit the back of the queen, it looks like. Kind of glancing blows off the back there. Most of it's gonna miss. I have to say, I think the queen did a lot more damage on that shot, that volley, than the Chunky Bro did with its shots. This one's starting to come broadside too, though, so maybe, yeah, that'll change things. The fact that they have no propulsion really means that only one side is useful at this point, because it can take forever to turn themselves around to use the undamaged side. I don't think they have that kind of time left. There's 11 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock right now. Or actually 11 minutes, 20 seconds. These two queens are stuck together and just hammering away at the Chunky Bros. Yeah, I'm not liking their chances at this point. This one's lost all of his sails as well. There's a little bit in the back there, but it's not enough to really matter. And it's just getting hammered by this broadside. This queen is, even though it has no sails, its sister is pushed into a perfect position. Look at that. That's teamwork right there. That queen is pushing the other one into a perfect broadside position to hammer this Chunky Bro. Well, if she keeps pushing too much, friendly fire. As I said before, AI does not recognize that it's shooting through its own team. It just cares about whether or not it can hit the target without hitting itself. So it doesn't even care if it hits itself. I mean, it depends on how you've set up the fail-safes, or if you have fail-safes at all. Yeah, the Chunky Bros are both immobilized. One of the queens is immobilized, but the other one isn't. Now we might see something really catastrophic here. If that queen decides to fire right now, one of the sails as it passes by its sister, it will absolutely destroy this side of its sister ship, which has been doing very well up till now. It's only at 86%, but one good broadside from those guns will probably bring it down to a lot less, and they can't afford that kind of mistake right now. And there it goes. Well, looks like it managed to get most shots over the top. The lower ones have... Oh no, oh, I spoke too soon. Oh. The bottom half of those guns is hammering into the side of its ally. That's not what you want to do. And now this Chunky Bros managed to turn itself to a point where these guns can come to bear, and it's got a good shot at the hind end of this sailless queen, who has now turned itself to face this chunky guy over here, and is making itself very vulnerable to this one. Oh, I think it's actually... No, yeah, that was actually firing at this, so it's an all-out brawl right now. They're trying so hard to hit each other. Let's take a look at the... Ooh. Oh, this distraction barrel's got hit. Small supernova on top of the sail. Let's get a look at how much our range is. I think we're all good. Yeah, we're good. Both of these ships have taken some damage, although this queen is relatively untouched. And I don't think that Chunky Bro has enough to really do much damage to her. It's taken some damage to the guns, but still got most of her broadside left, and she's going to let him know it. And there goes the explosive rounds again, just chewing through the side of the Chunky Bro, which has a lot of stone. Now, the stone is going to help against those explosive rounds. They will scrape a lot of the guns off the side, but the kinetic rounds are the ones that really punch through armor like that. explosives, not so much. That's why I allowed the stone to be in the matches, because I want something to counter explosive rounds if people wanted it. And you can see the Barracuda uses that in its fights to good advantage to keep its guns alive, because they're sheltered underneath the kind of underneath the stone beams. Let's get damage report. 82 and 85 for the Chunky Bros. Queen Anne, 83 and 96. It looks right now like the odds are slightly in Queen Anne's favor, especially since they have most of their weapons. And the Chunky Bros are missing a good deal of theirs, at least on this side. Everyone's kind of at a stalemate except for this queen right here. They're trying to turn themselves. Again, no sails means it's very, very slow, but they can still turn. This Chunky Bro is trying to turn its weapon aside to face the enemy. And if it keeps doing that, eventually these volleys are going to punch through that armor and get to the juicy stuff inside, and then it's going to be in real trouble. This one over here, still struggling just to... Oh, okay, so it's managing to get its good side to bear over here, which could really help its brother if it manages to get a good aim here. I can't believe that even almost everything on this queen has come out completely unscathed. It's missing a couple of sail pieces, some guns. Oh, there we go. The queen over here has gotten its guns to bear again on the Chunky Bro. It's hard to keep track of everything going on in this fight. There's so many ships and they're all spread out all over the place. Excuse me. Now this one's managing to get its guns to bear again on the Chunky Bro in the middle. It's tearing into it. And the backside is not very heavily armored, so it's conceivable that it could easily punch through the back there and strip out some important stuff. Oh, this one's not getting turned around time. It's getting slammed by explosive shells. Oh, there it goes. It got some shells off. Let's see where they go. That's a huge spread because they've had to fly so far. And they're falling just short of where the queen was going to be. Everyone's just trying to figure out how to aim at what they're trying to shoot. This one's figured it out. It's firing back now. Got a long-range artillery fight between two sailing ships. And these two are just sitting here staring at each other. Actually, this one's focusing on that Chunky, which is a good strategy because this one's practically harmless right now, unless it manages to get that other side to bear on one of them. That's the threat over there. 4 minutes 30 seconds remaining. These two need to make a move fast, or the queens are going to pull it out. Right now, 80%, 81% versus 83 and 96. The queens have a clear lead in hit points, and if the timer runs out with the fight looking like this, then I'm pretty sure the queens are going to win it by another battle of attrition. It's such a shame, too. The Chunky Bros had a good, strong start. That 45-degree angle really, really helped. But alas, the masts they're not nearly as well armored as I thought they were, as they should have been. And once they lost all their propulsion, that was it. This queen got lucky, I think. I managed to keep all of her sails, or most of her sails, intact. So now she can move around and fire at will. Check some range here. One moment. Yeah, we're good. Oh, there are rear guns on the queens. Look at that. Well protected on all sides. That's a majestic sight right there. Those rear guns are doing some work, let me tell you. It's really a fight between these two now. Well, not even a fight between these two. It's just the queens pumping out tons of shells, and the bros floundering around helplessly trying to respond, but finding themselves unable to do so. I think the winner here unofficially is going to be the queens. We have 1:45 left, or 2:45 left on the clock, but I'm not seeing hardly any response from the Chunky Bros now. They have no guns left to respond with. They've been completely stripped. There's some left on the front, but it doesn't seem it can even turn around now. It's been hitting the side and the back too much. It's probably lost all of its rudders. Yeah, at this point, it's just waiting for the clock to wind down to declare an official winner, but unofficially, I'm going to give it to Carmenera's Queen Anne's Booty duo entry. That is very impressive. I mean, when you consider the fact that these are very realistic looking ships, and the fact that realistic looking ships typically aren't practical ships in From the Depths, that's pretty impressive. Of course, Carmenera's been building stuff like this for a while and making it viable, so, you know, it's probably... they know what they're doing, but it's still, it's pretty impressive to build a ship that looks that good and have it do that kind of damage. I mean, that one even has its crow's nests intact. Look at this. It practically looks brand new. It's got a little bit of cosmetics damage, some scratches on the guns and stuff, but that's it. And this one in the center, in spite of losing its sails, has just hammered these two Chunkies to pieces. I mean, the only thing it's not firing is this bank of guns facing away, and actually that's the one that's more badly damaged. It's this side that's got most of the guns left on it. Ricky and Bobby now down to 77 and 80% respectively. I think this is it. This 50 seconds remaining on the clock, and the Chunky Bros have not even fired another shot back at the either of the queens for quite a while now. We'll let this battle finish out and then declare a winner. "15 seconds remaining. Let's see if this queen can get one more volley off on that wounded Chunky over there." And that's it. Game over. Let's see what the report card says. Queens 83 and 96%, Chunkies 76 and 80%. The clear winner is the Queen Anne's Booty by Carmenera. Congratulations, Carmenera. Your Queen Anne will be going on to the next round of the tournament. And my condolences, Paul Darn. Your Chunky Bros were very beefy, but they lacked mobility and protection of what mobility they had. So thank you for participating, and better luck next time, man. And thank you guys for watching. Open up with these this noob recording. I really appreciate what you guys, your enthusiasm in participating in this. Anyway, this has been Chromoid, and this is the Age of Sail Tournament. I'll see you guys next time.